Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for October 19th to the 25th. And as you can see, this week I'm using the Magical Messages from the Fairies deck by Doreen Virtue. Let's see what this week has in store. As always, I have shuffled the card in advance, and we will see what the week has in store together. The Monday-Tuesday card is Admit Your True Feelings to Yourself. And it says, be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. What I'm feeling is you've had a lot of dreams that you have kind of stuffed maybe for other people or for other reasons, thinking, I'll get to this later, or maybe I'll do what I really love in my retirement. But you have really no guarantee of tomorrow or, whatever it might be, because really all we have is just today. That's something that, I think most of us will live to retirement. But why put off until retirement what your true dreams are? How do you make them come true today? I mean, do you want to live in a beach house or... I hear somebody that I know often muse about buying land in Mexico and wanting to move there. How do you make that come true today if it's what you really want to do? If you want to find a way to, balance your time living 6 months someplace and 6 months someplace else, like warm versus cold weather, or maybe it's something about your life. And if you don't know what this card means, then I would ask your angels or the fairies, as it were, for helping you admitting your true feelings to yourself. Are there some habits that you want to stop that just aren't feeling comfortable to you anymore? Or, whatever it might be, it's okay. You're safe in admitting your true feelings to yourself. Here's kind of what I'm hearing, though, is that sometimes when you do that, some emotion is going to come up with them. And allow yourself to just feel that emotion. You can admit your true feelings to yourself, even if it's something that is you would never dare breathe to another soul. You can start to admit your true feelings to yourself and see how that feels. Does it feel good? When I was saying that, I was getting the image of somebody who wants to leave their marriage. And you don't have to tell anybody if those are your true feelings. You don't have to rock the boat, but you can admit your true feelings to yourself and imagine what life would look like or life would feel like on one path, the current path that you're on, and the second path, the path you wish to take. And be honest with yourself. You know what you desire. And you don't have to share those dreams with anybody else. You can just think the thoughts to yourself. You make your own rules and you make your own boundaries or your own prison sometimes. And so how do you get yourself out of that? Sometimes that's by admitting your true feelings to yourself. You are safe on this earth. Let's see what the middle of the week card has in store for us. And it is Spiritual Teacher. And it says your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. I feel like when I use this deck for the purpose of these readings, we often get this card. And this is saying that you have information that you can share with others. I recently had a medium class scheduled that was kind of a part 2 to a class that I'd taught. These are the first couple of classes that I'd taught in the area that I live within a couple few years. I ended up canceling the class because I had low enrollment or I didn't have people pre-registered. And I just figured, you know what? It'll align when the timing is right. And it's funny because I did a Psychic Expo yesterday and I had several people come up to me and say, why did you cancel that class? Are you going to do it again? This says to me that even as a human, as one of you, we are all alike. Here's some of the problem, I guess, with doing something like being a spiritual teacher. You have to trust that you have the knowledge in there, and then you have to trust enough to schedule a class and trust that people will show up. Now, I know I didn't make the wrong decision. I know that it will all line up at exactly the right time. There's one thing about having the spiritual knowledge, and then there's another piece of it, which is business knowledge. You have to make the calls. You have to find a place to teach the class. You have to put the message out there. Maybe you need to advertise the class. Regardless, though, if you have been a spiritual student for a long time, then perhaps it's time for you not only to get out there and start to do some of the spiritual work, but to teach others what you know. Because we didn't come here to earth to become a beacon of knowledge and then not share it with others. And one of the things that you can do is to teach others. All right. Here's what we have in store for the weekend. New home, and it says moving is a step in the right direction for you. I have been getting, when I was talking in that first card that we had, I was kind of feeling that there was a move, and it could be in relation to if somehow you are changing the status of a relationship. But regardless, there's a new home. And it might, if this is not a literal home, it might also mean a couple of different things. It could mean new job. It could also mean new relationship. But what I specifically feel in regards to this card is those of you that have been thinking of moving and making a substantial move as opposed to a local move. So I don't know if that means another area, another state, another country. This is a card saying that that's a step in the right direction. But if you want to move, outside of the local area that you are, just take your time with it. Start to envision what you want. I spoke to somebody in a reading that I did yesterday at the event that I was at, and we didn't know where the right area was when the reading came through. And the message that the person's guides brought through was, make a list of what you want in a new home. If you know that you want to go west, then think about the areas that you would find that are perhaps most desirable in that area. And if you don't know what you want, like I said, make a list of what you do want, and maybe that'll help you rule out other places. And they want me to give a specific example. So I am in the central portion of the United States and in the northern part of the United States. So when I was saying to this person, I'm getting that it's west, but I'm not getting specifically where. West of me, there are several places. There could be the Pacific Northwest, but there might be a little less sun because it's rainy. But of course, there's many, many other factors in that. And so just thinking of things like that. Is the weather suitable? Is this someplace that I could get a job if I have a standard job? Are houses affordable here? I often think to myself, I once lived on the East Coast, and then I often think, even if I wanted to move back there, I'm not sure if I could buy a house. So something like that obviously is a big factor. If you're comfortable with renting, then maybe that's not a factor to you. But what are the things that are important? Because I think that there are a lot of us, especially as light workers, we move around. In a way, I feel almost like we can't get comfortable in finding a home, so we're always just moving to a new place. It's almost like we can't really find our home on earth. So we just want to find the area that is the most comfortable. I came back home to Minnesota. I don't know that I'll stay here forever. Right now, I think I want to. My family and friends are here, but that's not saying that won't change. So if I do, or whether it's something that you're considering, I think there's a new home that's in the work. And I do also specifically see a new job or a career change. I see it more as lateral, so maybe not a complete career change. But even if you are aspiring to something like a spiritually based business or self-employment, and you still have a corporate job, then maybe it's a new firm or a better location. When I switched jobs a year ago in my day job, that's exactly what I did. Is I made a list of the places that I could go in the location I wanted, because that's why I was switching, and eventually found the right place. I also had somebody in a reading that I did yesterday who was concerned about somebody that they knew that was a musician and, not making a lot of money. And this, I was able to say what I knew because I know some musicians, because I am a musician. And new home is kind of part of the message, because what I did and was able to bring through in the reading were some solutions for other things you could do without finding a day job, but to make money at doing what you love. And so that might also be represented in new home. They also want me to tell you that in that story I just told you, for those of you that want to do readings or aspire to do readings, I end up drawing a lot of people to me with like experiences. So the musicians, or perhaps the real estate people, or people that maybe want to adopt children. And that's because when we do readings, our guides and angels pull experiences out of our head that it's kind of like a data bank up there, and we're going to get those messages when we do readings because we have those experiences, so we can easily reference them sometimes. I often say, I don't know how I know, I just know. But I think that some of us don't get into doing readings until we're older because we've got a data bank, if you will, of life experience that ultimately helps our clients. All of the hard times and the hardships that we go through, when we do readings or whatever we do for work, it can help other people. And even if it's not work, sometimes, you're the person that other people seek out for their advice, and it's due to your life experience. So just know that you are not alone, that I feel that there are many of you, including me, that are spiritual teachers, and know that you're safe. Know that at some point you've got to get out there and spread your wings, and perhaps there's a new home for you in one way or the other, but this looks to me like it's going to be a good week. I don't know about you, but I often say that this is my favorite time of year or favorite month of year. And there are sometimes, if I'm having a moment, it's, where I worry or I feel down or whatever, I kind of have to remember to be grateful that, we've here where I live, the leaves are turning. It's a beautiful fall here in Minnesota. And to just try to take a moment to be grateful, because sometimes the best moments we have, when we're having them, we don't know that they're the best, right? We often reminisce and look back and think, wow, that was the best time of my life. So no matter how difficult things seem, if you can try to take moments to just be grateful for what you have, I feel like that will help you manifest your dreams. We're all together in this, and I want you to know that you're safe. I love each and every one of you. I thank you for tuning in to me each week, and I will speak to you again next week.